Here we are. We are live. Hi, Brooke. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. You ready to do this again?
So ready. Can't wait to answer as many
Oh,
questions as we can.
you bet. It's going to be good. Okay, let me get the little banner here up on the screen. If you are going to join us, put your questions in the chat. This is our series called You've Got Questions.
We've got answers.
I'm Darby,
And I'm Brooke.
and we are here to answer as many questions as we can. I am excited to see what questions we get today. So, yesterday was the priority enrollment deadline. But people can still register for Pathway Connect, Brooke, in most areas, right? And
Yep.
so we'll answer all the questions about that. We love to answer questions about the ecclesiastical endorsement, which is a big one. And okay. So we're just getting a couple shout outs coming in on Instagram. I'm going to put these in so we can talk about these as we get going. Don't mind me. It just takes me a second here. All right.
Sorry, what?
Sorry, can you see me? Hear me?
I can see you now, yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
January
Perfect.
8th. Awesome.
It's going to be good. Okay, Brooke, what programs does BYU-Pathway offer?
I love it. So BYU-Pathway Worldwide, in partnership with Ensign College and BYU Idaho, offer 7 bachelor's degrees, and we have about 30 certificates. So the bachelor's degrees are in applied business, applied health, communication, family and human relations, information technology, software development, and professional studies. So a really well-rounded group. And it's a great opportunity for folks to be able to learn and grow and to have a great career.
Awesome. Okay. So how's the first class going to be like? What's that first week going to look like when they start Pathway Connect, Brooke?
Yeah. So that first week, you're going to be getting to go to your first gathering, which is awesome. So you'll meet the other people in your group. You're going to be doing your first couple of assignments. So the Saturday before classes start, you're going to be able to access Canvas, which is the education platform where you go to turn in your assignments. You get to see what your readings are. And that's a really important place for you to log in and make sure you're submitting an assignment during that first week. We do what's called an auto drop. So students who are considered non-participating or those who haven't submitted an assignment within the first 2 weeks of classes will be auto dropped from the program. So we don't want to auto drop anyone who is wanting to be there and engaged. So please make sure that you're logging in and you're participating that way. You'll have a chance to meet with your cohort. You'll meet with your other friends and just really dive into the material. So it might feel overwhelming, especially if you're new to school or if you are, it's been a while.
Okay, so if you're just joining us, I'm Darby, and this is Brooke. This is called You've Got Questions.
We've got answers.
So how this works is you put your questions in the chat. I'll read the questions, put them on the screen. I'll make Brooke answer them. It's really fun. She loves it. It's her favorite. It's her very favorite thing. If you know somebody who this might be useful for, maybe they've been having questions about BYU Pathway or they're interested in going back to school, you can tag them in the comments. You can share this with them. Let them know that we're doing these. We do these around once a week. And on Wednesdays, there is a live in Spanish almost every Wednesday as well. And you can find those saved on our Facebook page or our Instagram profile. And those are available, no, not Facebook right now, but Instagram. Those are available to watch, and you can watch those in Spanish. Okay, we've got more questions coming in, Brooke. Okay, let me switch over to the next question. So somebody, it looks like they've just enrolled and they're kind of wondering when they might hear back about their application.
Awesome. So if you just started your application for Pathway Connect, you should hear back in about 48 hours. We're just going through everything. We had a big surge this week as we approached the priority deadline for Pathway Connect. So hold tight if you're waiting to hear back. If you applied to BYU Idaho or Ensign College online, you also, it'll be probably early next week. We had a big surge of folks, so just hold tight. I know it can feel like pins and needles waiting to hear back, but the team is going through and processing just as many applications as possible. And so if you started an application by midnight yesterday, you have plenty of time to go in and finish it. So please make sure that you're going in and finishing those applications so that an admissions decision can be made and we can help you get registered for classes.
Awesome. Okay. Sorry, Brooke, I'm going to pull up another one for you. Here we go. We've got this question that says, hey, my son is 17. He's going to receive his certificate next January. Does he need to wait to enter until the next semester, or can he enter in January?
Yep.
So I think he's going to be like finishing high school.
Yeah. So my recommendation would be to start an application, and then the team will work with you to figure out, is the application done in is the semester ending in the first part of January? Is it the end of January? What kind of overlap is it? So it's probably a more technical question that our registrar team will work through. So go ahead and get an application started.
Awesome. Okay. Keep the questions coming. Again, if you're just joining, I'm Darby.
I'm Brooke.
And this is our series called You've Got Questions, We've Got Answers. Brooke and I both work for BYU-Pathway. This is our full-time job, and we are in the marketing department. And one of our favorite things is to get on with all of you and try to answer as many questions as we can, because we know that there are a lot of questions and sometimes it can be hard to find those answers. Again, if you want to watch a live in Spanish, we have those on Wednesdays. So join us for those. All right, let's talk about scholarships, Brooke.
Yeah. So it has been thanks to so many really generous donors, we've got access to 2 really phenomenal scholarships for students. One is available to all students. It's the Heber J. Grant tuition discount, and it is 10, 25, or 50% off your tuition. It's a true tuition discount. It's not something that needs to be paid back at the end of school. And so what you'll do is, after you enroll, but before you pay your tuition, if you've already paid your tuition, you can still do it. I just like to recommend that people do it at the front end. So you're going to, in your student portal, you'll have the option to learn about the life of President Heber J. Grant. You will learn about him. You'll answer some questions about your life, and then you'll fill out a brief survey. And then you'll receive 10, 25, or 50% off. So it is a needs-based scholarship, tuition discount. And so it is based on personal circumstance. So that's the one that's eligible for everyone, whether you're in Pathway Connect or online certificates and degrees. So long as you're being serviced through BYU Pathway, you're eligible for that Heber J. Grant tuition discount. Then the recently returned missionary tuition discount is 25% off, and it's good for 5 years from the day you return home from your mission. It's an incredible opportunity. This is for young full-time missionaries, whether you were proselyting or a service missionary, and it stacks with the Heber J. Grant tuition discount. So recently returned missionaries can get anywhere from 35% off all the way up to 75% off their tuition during those first 5 years after they return home.
Amazing. Okay, hey, we have a shout out from the Ivory Coast.
Hi.
Hello. We are so glad you are all here. Keep putting your questions in the chat. We are going to go back and forth between Instagram and Facebook. It usually takes around 10 minutes to get to a question as we start to get a lot of them in. So if you haven't seen yours yet, hold on. I'm trying really hard to not skip anything here. All right, we have a question about getting content in Samoa language, Brooke.
We don't have any content in Samoan right now. We do have one page on our website that's in Samoan that I can pull up real fast. It's just a brief overview of BYU Pathway. And so I'm going to give this to Darby so she can put it up on the screen real fast. So it's just byupathway.edu/SM. And that will take you to a landing page in Samoan so you can learn a little bit about BYU Pathway.
Okay, and I'm going to get that up here so you can see that. Okay, there we go, right there.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, next question is, Is the registration for Ensign College closed?
Yeah. So if you've already started your application, you can absolutely still register. So if you haven't started an application for next semester or you weren't previously enrolled, you will need to wait until April to start with Ensign College or BYU Idaho online. But if you've started your application, you're great. Even if you haven't finished it, you can log back in. Please continue to take advantage of this opportunity to finish your application, get started with classes. You're going to have another couple of weeks. So classes start January 8th. And so you'll be able to register for classes up until then.
Awesome. Hey, Brooke, a shout out. One of our student employees is in Argentina, and just saying hi. We love it.
Miss you guys.
We do. Okay, did we already do this one, Brooke? Okay, I need to move on. Okay, what about if they want to get swag, t-shirts, things from BYU-Pathway?
Love it. So we do have a website. So it's just byupathway.edu/merchandise. And this is where you can go to get instructions on how to purchase a shirt or to have one made locally. So this is not meant to be anything to go in and create shirts for yourselves, for your family, for your loved ones. It's meant to be sort of a single use, individual use for making a t-shirt locally. There's also a link on that page to BYU Idaho's website, who also sells some merchandise online.
Awesome. Just a shout out. We have people coming in from all over the world today, Brooke. I love it.
So fun.
Hello. Tell us where you're from. Tell us what part of your degree you're working on right now. We would love to hear and just cheer for you. So, okay. So here's a question about financial aid, specifically a U.S. question, Brooke.
Yeah. So Amy, during Pathway Connect, Pell Grants aren't accepted, and there's no outside FAFSA or financial aid, but we do have scholarships for all students and aim to make it as affordable as possible for students to participate without needing outside support. And then once you transition to BYU Idaho and Ensign College online, there are a couple of different options, but it sort of depends in which degree path you choose to take.
Awesome. Okay, we had somebody ask in the chat if I saw their question. The answer is no. Ask that question again because I don't see your question on Instagram. Okay, so here's the next question from Instagram. Is there a way to go back and get a copy of my institute assignments? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm honestly not sure. If you want to send us a direct message, we can try to track down that information for you, but I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay, next question. My brother's really interested in the program. He already has his bachelor's degree. Is he eligible to do BYU Pathway to get a separate degree?
You bet. Yeah, we actually have quite a few students that come back to BYU Pathway as a means to retool or to learn new skills and to get additional certifications or accreditation. So absolutely, he can come back.
I love it. Okay, so here we have a coming back question. I recently joined BYU Pathway just last year. I completed Pathway Connect in April. I want to continue and enroll for the 3-year degree. Can I come back?
Yes. So Riza, you can absolutely come back. We would love to have you come back and participate in the online degree program. So if you started an application to BYU Idaho Ensign College online last night, you are absolutely ready to finish that application and start. If not, you'll need to wait until the applications open again in January to be able to get started in April, but we would love to have you come back.
Fabulous. Okay, we have some more shout outs from different locations. We've got Dominican Republic. We've got Ghana.
I love it.
We've got friends all over. I'm just jumping around here in the questions. So if you put your question in the chat, give us a couple minutes to get to everything. Okay, Brooke, next question is, get the bachelor's degree, is it 3 years or 4? Yep. So if we're doing Pathway Connect, how long is it going to take?
Yep. So there's a couple different options. So BYU Pathway allows you to take classes at your own pace outside of Pathway Connect. So there's not necessarily a prescribed You have to take this many classes. If you want to finish in 3 years, you'll need to take 4 classes a semester or 2 classes per block or 7-week period of time in order to finish in 3 years with the 90 to 96 credit degree. And then you'll be able to go through and have a great experience. There might be some semesters where you say, hey, I've got the time, I've got the energy, resources. I can take 5 classes this semester, but then the next one you can only manage 2 or 3. It's totally okay to ebb and flow with what you have going on in your life.
I'm surprised you only gave 2 answers or 2 options there, Brooke. Brooke usually gives like 150 options. Like she actually can't help it. I think it's just who she is now. So, and that's totally fine. Okay, so if you're just joining, I'm Darby, this is Brooke. This is our series called You've Got Questions, We've Got Answers, where we just try to answer as many questions as we can. It's kind of like a game now to see how many questions Brooke can answer. She usually does about 1 a minute, if not a little bit faster. So keep putting your questions in the chat. I'm jumping back and forth between Instagram and Facebook, and we're just going to keep going here. Okay, so my first certificate is the TEFL from BYU, Idaho. My second certificate started this fall in social media marketing. The problem is that those certificates don't combine anymore. Okay, so does that mean like lead into a degree? I think that might be the question, Brooke.
So they said they chose professional studies. So professional studies allows you to choose, sort of choose your own adventure. So to my knowledge, that still works, but it's entirely possible something has changed and I'm not aware of it. When I look on the website, it just says choose up to 3 certificates. And I am seeing TEFL and I am seeing social media marketing. So I'm not totally sure what the problem is. So if you can send us a direct message, that would be great. And we will try to get an answer for you.
Awesome. Okay, do you offer a master's degree?
We don't right now. There's not necessarily anything on the horizon that we're aware of, but I know that it has been a great need and request from a lot of our students, and we continue to share that with our colleagues.
Do you see how fast she's going? It's so fast. Like literally nobody else can answer these questions this fast. Okay, when I'm done with my first degree, I want to come back and get another one. Do I need to like go through Pathway Connect again and do all the institute courses again?
Yep. Okay. So you will not have to do Pathway Connect again. Once a Pathway Connect student, always a Pathway Connect student. So that's there for you. And then depending on what your degree, what your first degree is and what your second degree is in, how long it's been in between, will determine what classes you need to take. And if you need to take any religion classes or if you need to take any, of your general education classes again. So it's really just going to depend on the catalog years and when you start. So we will not make you take any classes over that are unnecessary. We promise. We will do our absolute best.
I'm currently in the online 4-year bachelor degree for information technology through Ensign College. Can I apply for the 3-year bachelor degree? What's that going to look like? This is going to be a huge question, and we're going to try to answer as best as we can because we don't know everything yet.
We don't.
But Brooke, as far as you know, what's the answer to that?
Yeah. So as far as I know, you will be able to apply to transfer over to it, but it might not be the best option for you depending on how far into your degree you are and what classes you've already taken. So the 3-year degree, that 90 to 96 credit degree, is really designed to eliminate electives and to really focus in on the core curriculum that will help you be successful in that degree. And so depending on what classes you've already taken or how far into your degree you already are, it might be better for you to stay in that 4-year degree, or you might not actually lose or gain any time. And so we do have a website. It's BYU-Pathway.edu/degree-in-3. And I think Darby can put that up on the screen. Perfect. And so that's where you'll want to go. There's an FAQ page where you can try to see if there's something that meets sort of where you're at and try to answer as many questions as we can there.
Perfect. Okay, while we're here, put your questions in the chat. Brooke and I love to answer these. We're doing Facebook, we're doing Instagram. It takes about 10 minutes to get to your questions, but we're trying to do that. And additionally, if you have a friend that this might be useful for, a family member, or somebody that you know, you can tag them. You can share this with them. This will post to YouTube and Facebook and Instagram if I can figure it out. But it'll be in those other two places right away, and you'll be able to rewatch that or share that with them. Classes start January 8th. We've talked about the tuition discounts, and we'll come back to those as we have more questions. So if you've put a question in the chat, give me a minute to pull it up for Brooke. We're going to see if we can see if we can stump her with one of these. Okay, how do you know if you're going to end up with a BYU Idaho or Ensign College degree? Do we choose?
Yep.
How do we know that, Brooke?
Yep. So some of the degrees are offered through BYU Idaho, and some of the degrees are offered through Ensign College. So BYU Idaho is the professional studies degree. It's applied business. It's one of the technology degrees, and it is applied health. Through BYU or through Ensign College is one of the technology degrees as well as the communication degree. So it really, where your accreditation comes from or your certificates and associates and bachelor's degree is based on which program you choose.
Okay, we have a Heber J. Grant tuition discount question. Can we apply for this 3 weeks before the beginning of the semester?
Yeah.
So
it's open now.
Once you're enrolled, you're going to go in and you should see a banner. I haven't done it in about a year, so I'm not positive where it shows up right now. But yeah, you do it before class starts once you've enrolled.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you're curious about the Heber J. Grant tuition discount, let's just jump there for a minute, Brooke.
Yeah.
Give your 30-second spiel.
Yep. So it's available for all students, whether you're in Pathway Connect or an online certificate and degree student. After you enroll, but before you pay your tuition, in your student portal, you're going to have the opportunity to learn about the life of President Heber J. Grant, and then you'll answer some questions about your life, and then you're going to receive 10, 25, or 50% off your tuition.
Okay. Cool. All right, let's keep going here, Brooke. We've got a question about learning English.
Yeah. So English Connect is a program also provided by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints that we partner with. It's a great organization that can help folks learn how to speak English, how to read, write, listen. So englishconnect.org. And that website is in several languages. And so it's a great opportunity for you to be able to work on your speaking and English proficiency.
And I will pull up the English Connect URL real quick. So if you want to write that down. Okay, let's keep going. Another 3-year degree program question. Does a 3-year degree program include the Pathway Connect portion, or does that start after? Yeah, so like what's the order? If somebody's starting with English Connect, what's it going to look like chronologically, Brooke?
Yeah, so if someone starts with English Connect and maybe you need some help with your English proficiency, once you get a qualifying score on the free English language assessment, which is part of the BYU-Pathway application, you'll participate in Pathway Connect, which is going to be just 21 weeks starting next semester. So typically it had been 28, but we are moving to 21 weeks. So Pathway Connect 101, 102, and 103 are going to be just 7 weeks each, which is really incredible and going to help you get through to your degree program faster and have a really great experience. And so Pathway, that 21 weeks is not included in your 3-year degree time frame, but you are earning credits toward your 3-year degree during that time.
Awesome. Okay, so I've applied to Ensign College. It says that I start January 8th. I try to go to my classes and I don't see them. Like, when am I gonna find out? When am I going to be able to like log into Canvas and look at things?
Yeah. So if you have already registered for your classes, they should appear in Canvas the week before classes start. So typically classes will load into Canvas the Saturday before classes begin. So if you haven't seen them yet, don't worry about it. If we get to January and you still haven't seen it, please let us know.
Okay. Now, if you're just joining us, again, my name's Darby and this is Brooke. This
Hi.
is called You've Got Questions, We've Got Answers. The way that this works is you put your questions in the chat. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and we will try to make Brooke answer every question that she possibly can. But we are excited to be here with you, and we will try to get through as many of these as as we can. So the next question talks about like certificates and maybe somebody having trouble with an employer recognizing certificates, Brooke. What is kind of like, why is BYU Pathway set up the way it is? And like, what kind of purpose do certificates play in that format? And why are they kind of, why do we see them as valuable?
Yeah. So most students, when you go to university, at the end, you walk away with a bachelor's degree. That's what I did. That's what Darby did, most of our colleagues. And so BYU Pathway said, hey, we have students who need some accreditation sooner. They need to have marketable skills. They need to have those certificates qualifying them that they have completed this much coursework, that they are skilled in this arena. So we launched certificate first model. And so in the same amount of time, same amount of money, energy that you typically would just get a bachelor's degree, you're going to get 3 certificates, an associate's degree, and a bachelor's degree. So you're going to get all 5 accreditations in the same amount of time, same amount of money. And so a certificate is a amalgamation of classes. And so it's saying, hey, you're proficient in social media marketing. You're proficient in graphic design. And so it's really there to prepare you for those next steps. And we have several students who have, once they've finished a certificate, have been able to get a promotion or a different job, a better job, or raises because their employers see that they are continuing through their education and that they've gotten accreditation along the way.
Awesome. Okay. So how can we apply for the Heber J? Oh no, we did this one. We talked about Heber J grant tuition discount. So ecclesiastical endorsement. What does it kind of consist of? Is it an interview? What does it look like, Brooke, for somebody who maybe hasn't done that before?
Yeah. So an ecclesiastical endorsement is essentially you agreeing to uphold the honor code. So following the sort of rules and regulations of the university, being honest, and it is an interview, but it's quick. It's primarily the person providing the interview will they'll read a statement saying, hey, I'm interested in, being an online student. I'm interested in doing BYU Pathway online or BYU Idaho Renaissance College online. They'll read the honor code statement, which is available online. And then you're going to agree to different statements. So there are, if you go to endorse.byu.edu, you can actually go there to request your endorsement and learn a little bit more about the process.
Okay. I will pull that up in just a minute. Let's go ahead and jump forward. This is another 3-year degree question.
Yeah.
Right there. Okay.
So, Andrea, it's going to depend on what classes you've actually taken. So if you have spent taking electives as well as your core curriculum, you might be better off just staying with the course. But you can actually reach out to your mentor and they can help set up an appointment to help you understand, is a 3-year degree making that switch going to be better for you or staying on the path that you're already on? You can also go to byupathway.edu/degree-in3. And there's some FAQs in there about which degrees are there. You can go in and try to figure out, hey, which one's going to be best for me? Should I stay the course or should I move to the 3-year degree? And so I am looking for, we've got a Q&A that is specific to the 3-year degree. And so I am trying to just pull up that specific FAQ. But I am having a hard time finding it. So just give me a moment.
All right. Well, if you're just joining us while Brooke looks for that, I'm Darby and this is Brooke, and this is called You've Got Questions, We've Got Answers. Put your questions in the chat. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. If you want to rewatch this later, you can rewatch that on Facebook or YouTube. Those are the easiest places to watch those. But yeah, just put your questions in the chat. We'll be here for about another 30 minutes, just answering as many questions as you can come up with. So Brooke, were you able to find that yet? Or are you still looking?
Yep. So I'm going to give Darby the URL because it's a little bit long. So it's BYU-Pathway.edu/3-year-degree-information. So if you are on the degree in 3 page, there is a section for current and returning students. And then there's a link to view our frequently asked questions to learn more. And so that sort of goes through, can I change my major? What courses should I be registering for? Can I get advice on my 3-year degree? How do I do that? So that's going to be the best place to go for additional information.
Okay, I think that the person who asked this earlier might have gotten kicked out and then asked the question again. So let's answer this one really quickly. Brooke, can they apply for the Heber J. Grant tuition discount right now?
Yes. Yep. You'll just, after you enroll, but after you enroll, you'll see that in your student portal, and you'll have until the first week of classes to fill out that application.
Awesome. We have a shout out from Brazil. Hello. We love hearing where everybody's from. We get viewers from all over the world. And that's one of the magical things about BYU Pathway is everybody is everywhere. Yes. Okay, another Instagram question, please. How can I apply for 2 block courses for the winter semester?
Yep. So if you are enrolled in BYU Pathway, if you're in Pathway Connect, you actually can only take 1 class per block. So you're going to be taking sort of a prescribed method. So in 101 and 102, you're going to be just taking Pathway Connect 101, 102, and an institute class over the whole semester. And then during Pathway Connect 103, you're going to take that plus institute plus your gateway course. So it's really building your capacity along the way. And so if you are an online certificate and degree student, you should be eligible to take 2 block classes. No problem. You'll be able to register. But if you're in Pathway Connect, it's a prescribed curriculum.
Okay, so how do I apply? That's the next question.
Yes. So you're going to go to BYU-Pathway.edu. In the upper right-hand corner, there's going to be a gold button that says Apply for Free. That's going to take you to our admissions page where you can learn a little bit more about BYU Pathway and which option is best for you, whether that's in going directly to Pathway Connect or going directly to online certificates and degrees. So BYU-Pathway.edu.
I think we might be faster than a question a minute today, Brooke. I think we've done about 40 so far. So does the 3-year degree, does it impact getting into a master's program?
Not at all. We have talked with several universities, so it is an accredited degree. And so it's just going to say you have a bachelor's degree. There's not going to be anything that indicates that it's a 3-year degree or it was a 96 credit degree. It's just going to say you have a bachelor's degree, which is awesome.
Okay, so to get a bachelor's degree, is it currently, is everybody in the 3-year program, or when is that going to transition? What does that look like?
Yeah, so everyone will transition to the 3-year option in April of 2024. So people who are enrolled now, and even once you enroll in April, you're still going to be able to go at your own pace, but you can go as fast or as slow as you want. That's just when the 90 to 96 credit degrees take effect, and you no longer have to do electives.
Awesome. Keep them coming. Okay, we just have a shout out. Thank you. You're welcome. We're glad that you're here. Tiff was on with us last night. She just said, thank you for the live streams. They're so helpful. That's really our goal with doing these. We just saw that people had a lot of questions, and I said, hey, I think Brooke knows all the answers, so let's do some lives. And she graciously jumps on with me every time and answers all the questions. Okay, I have a 2 years associate's degree in applied sciences. Can I use those credits toward the 3-year bachelor's degree? What's that going to look like?
Yes. So you'll be able to transfer those credits and make have those be applicable. It's going to depend on what your which credits, which degree you're going after, everything, but we will try to make as many credits as possible transfer. And you can actually go to BYU-Pathway.edu. And if you go to the admissions page, there is a link for transfer credits. So it's just BYU-Pathway.edu/admissions/transfer credits. And that's where you can go for an unofficial evaluation. So you can upload an unofficial transcript or say, hey, I took these classes, which ones of them are going to come over and count for me? So you can learn a little bit more on that site.
Love it. Okay, let's keep them coming. Okay, let's move on to our next one. Hey, if I'm studying in a college in California, can I go be able to transfer my credits? And do I need to do Pathway Connect?
Yes, you can transfer your credits to BYU, Idaho, or Ensign College online. It's up to you whether or not you do Pathway Connect. We typically recommend that folks do Pathway Connect for a number of reasons. If you haven't been in school for a while, if you've never done online learning, if you have interest in sort of having that cohort experience where you're learning and growing in a small group. It's a great opportunity, and it also will save you money in the long run if you complete Pathway Connect. So students who start with Pathway Connect here in the United States pay just $81 a credit. And that price stays with you. So that Pathway Connect price, whatever it is going to be the rate that you pay when you transition to BYU Idaho and Ensign College online. And then if you go directly into BYU Idaho or Ensign College, which is absolutely an option and sometimes the best option for our students, that's going to be $139 a credit. And so you'll just want to weigh out the price difference and what's best for you. If you're joining us from other parts of the world and wondering, well, what does tuition cost where I live? You can go to BYUpathway.edu/tuition to learn more.
Love it. Okay. When you finish Pathway Connect and you move on to BYU Idaho, are institute credits free, or do you need to pay for those?
Yep. So if you are taking institute classes for credit from, during Pathway Connect, those are free. If you are taking religion classes through BYU Idaho or Ensign College, those are paid for credits.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. So do they have graduation for those? So Pathway Connect does not have a graduation, but once you go on to BYU Idaho or Ensign College and you graduate, you are you can come to campus and graduate. You can celebrate in your own home. We were at graduation in Idaho last week, and we got to meet a lot of students. So yeah.
And a lot of places locally will do a completion ceremony when they finish Pathway Connect. So there's an opportunity to celebrate and to spend time together and to recognize the accomplishment of finishing Pathway Connect. But there's not an official graduation ceremony or graduation for Pathway Connect.
Okay, follow up from Carrie Ann. I've completed Pathway Connect and the certificate in billing and coding. How do I get my certificate? This is a question we get all the time. So Pathway Connect, the certificate is digital. Yep. You can log into your student portal. Up in the upper right-hand corner, there's like a little icon of a person, and you're going to be able to find your digital version there. Your other certificates will also be there, but those certificates will also be mailed. It can just take a little while. Anything you want to add to that, Brooke?
If you just completed it this term, you should get it in about the next 2 months. So it usually takes 6 to 10 weeks for it to be mailed.
Okay, fabulous. Okay, keep the questions coming. We've got a little bit more time. Here's the next question from Instagram. Hey, I've signed up for Pathway Connect Professional Skills.
Love it.
PC 102. And I also signed up for a gathering. Can I also take a religion class?
Yes, we highly recommend that you take your religion class. You're going to do that through Institute during Pathway Connect. So if you have any questions or any issues about getting that going, please let us know.
All right, keep them coming. Let's see. So we got that one. Here's the next question. How much is needed to study with BYU Pathway, and what are the courses that are offered? So should we start with Pathway Connect, Brooke?
Sure, yeah.
Jump in. I'm going to grab our next one.
So from a financial standpoint, Pathway Connect is 3 credits per term. So in total, Pathway Connect is 12 credits when you look at Pathway Connect 101, 102, 103, and your Gateway Certificate course. And classes are based on where you live, the cost. So if you go to BYUpathway.edu/tuition, you'll see what the price is per credit. And so you'll be able to go in and basically times that. So if you're living in the United States, it's 81 US dollars a credit. So 81 times 3, 243, $243. So that's how much one term of Pathway Connect costs. But that's the most that you would pay. There's also scholarships and tuition discounts available for all students. So if that feels like that's still a lot of money, I can't, that feels impossible right now. Please take advantage of the tuition discounts first and see what we can do to help.
Awesome. Okay. So somebody was saying, why are there some spam comments on Facebook? And that's really, Facebook kind of limits what we can automatically filter. And so we have to go and manually filter out if there's things, but we'll definitely tell our team to go clean those up. I think as we get really busy, we're in a peak season right now, we tend to have some of that stuff kind of happen. So thanks for the shout out on that. Can you provide more details about the Bachelor's in Professional Studies program?
Yeah. So if you go to BYU-Pathway.edu, you're going to be able to click on certificates and degrees and then the program list. And that's where you can learn a little bit more about the professional studies degree. I lovingly, jokingly like to call it the choose your own adventure path. Because what's so cool about the professional studies degree is it allows you to sort of ebb and flow and figure out what you are most interested in. And what's going to be best for you. So you're going to complete 3 certificates and some additional general education classes as part of the professional studies degree. And so you can pick any of the 3 certificates to sort of work together. So let's say you're interested in opening your own business. So you could get a certificate in entrepreneurship. You might want to say, okay, well, how do I promote it? Okay, I want to get it also a certificate in social media marketing. And I'm interested in just understanding a little bit more about business or about accounting and how do I do the books for my business. You could get a certificate in basic accounting. So professional studies allows you to make the most of any credits that you may have received previously. And allows you to sort of build your own path when one of the options that we have isn't exactly what you're looking for.
Great questions. Keep them coming. We've got a little bit more time. Just a thanks for all the support. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
We love to answer all the questions that we can. I have not heard this before, Brooke. Have you ever heard of any kind of discount that's offered through the church self-reliance class, or do you know where maybe that is coming from?
I don't. So I have not heard that. That's not something that BYU Pathway offers. The only tuition discounts that are available through BYU Pathway are the Heber J. Grant tuition discount, the recently returned missionary tuition discount, and then for currently enrolled students who might be experiencing additional hardship, there is a Mentor Bridge scholarship that you can talk with your student mentor about.
Okay, next question says, can you use the Pathway Connect certificate to get a job?
Yeah, we have seen many students around the world that have used what they've learned in Pathway Connect to leverage it into job opportunities and to be able to say, hey, I finished this class. I did it through BYU Pathway. Here's all the things I learned. We have a LinkedIn page. So there's a couple of different things I'll point out. So we've got BYUpathway.edu/LinkedIn. And it's a great resource for students who have finished Pathway Connect or still in Pathway Connect and beyond that are really looking to just improve their LinkedIn profile. So I recommend that you go there, indicate that you're open to work. Learn from that. And then BYU Pathway also has an alumni and friends LinkedIn account or group. And so we'd love for you to join that. And we'll be launching some things in the new year about trying to help folks get better jobs. So we would love to see you in those groups.
Awesome. We have a shout out from Spain. Hello from Spain. Hello. Okay. Okay, hold on, Brooke. Let me get to the next question. If you're just joining us, I'm Darby, and this is Brooke, and this is our series called You've Got Questions, We've Got Answers. Okay, so this is kind of a jobs follow-up, just like so let's talk a little bit about jobs. I know less about this than Brooke does. Brooke's a little bit more involved in this part of the business. Can you share anything, Brooke?
Yeah. And so this is something that we are really passionate about, is helping students find jobs, helping them find remote work. And so a couple things I just mentioned: our LinkedIn page, where you can learn about setting up a really great profile, and then about setting up and joining our alumni group. And so finding a job in some parts of the world is very challenging. And so we are working with partners around the world to try to make more and more opportunities available to students worldwide. And so as that part of the business is building up, and trying to help students with jobs, we're also working on curriculum and activities that students can participate in so that they'll be more prepared as those opportunities arise.
Fabulous. Hello from Kenya. Thank you,
Wow.
everyone, for joining us. This is so fun. Okay.
Yes.
Let me pull up the next question for you. Hold on, it's going to take me just a second. So I'm going to put some dates up here really quick so we can talk about kind of when classes start while I get these next questions going, Brooke.
So classes are going to start on January 8th of next year. So that's whether you're enrolled in Pathway Connect or as an online certificate and degree student. So if you have started an application, there's still time to enroll in Pathway Connect. We would love to have you, love to help you. You can still go to BYU-Pathway.edu. In the upper right-hand corner, you're going to click Apply for Free. It's a gold button. That will take you to our admissions page where you can learn a little bit more. And then click on that Apply Now button that will allow you to get your application started. So please, if you're thinking about joining Pathway Connect, there's still time to enroll and start in January. There are certain parts of the world where we'll reach our enrollment cap, and we'll do our best to get as many folks in as possible. And then if you started an application to BYU Idaho or Ensign College, but haven't finished it, you still have time. So please make sure that you're going into your student account and finishing that application to BYU Idaho and or Ensign College.
We have a couple of friends. We have some friends in the Philippines and Uganda.
And Honduras, I just saw.
Oh, and Honduras popped in there.
Well,
Yeah.
fun.
I love that. Okay. Got a couple more questions. If you're just joining us, we've got maybe 10 more minutes. We're going to answer as many questions as we can. And then Brooke and I need to jump off for some other obligations. So let's talk about scholarships. And I'll get some banners ready for you, Brooke.
So Oda, we do have scholarships. So we've got two. The first one I'll share is our Heber J. Grant tuition discount. This is available for all students worldwide. So after you enroll, you're going to have the opportunity to take advantage of this tuition discount. It's going to be 10, 25, or 50% off. We have some really great, generous donors who want to make this tuition discount available for our students. So in your student portal, you'll be able to learn a little bit about the life of Heber J. Grant, who was a president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And then you'll answer some questions about your life, and then you're going to receive confirmation and a 10, 25, or 50% tuition discount. The second tuition discount that we have is the recently returned missionary tuition discount. Now, this is good for any full-time missionary service, whether it was a service mission or proselyting mission. Excuse me. For young missionaries, this is a great opportunity to take advantage of this 25% tuition discount. It's good for 5 years from the day you come home. Excuse me. And it's stackable with the Heber J. Grant tuition discount. So recently returned missionaries can qualify for 35 to 75% off their tuition.
All right. We've got a friend from Ghana watching.
So
we
fun.
love hearing where everybody's from. Okay. This question says, hey, I want to be a part of BYU Pathway, but I don't know can join. Can I send a message to you?
Yeah.
Yes, you can. Send us a direct message. We will get you pointed in the right direction to help you figure out what to do.
Yeah.
We would love that. Okay, we're going to keep going here. Okay, so it's about the missionary tuition discounts. Okay, I had a question concerning the newly returned missionary tuition discount, returning from a mission, and thinking about what to do next and getting a good job. Okay, sorry, let me see if I'm missing part of that question there. Oh, nope, it's Facebook. Okay.
So,
But you just covered the tuition discount. Do you
yeah.
want to add anything?
So Barry, we want to help recently returned missionaries have something to look forward to, have something to come home to, and to be able to have a good path forward. And so we're doing the best that we can to offer those tuition discounts and to be able to make opportunities for employment available and to make our students really marketable so that they can get a job no matter where they live in the world.
Brooke, will you also add a little bit about like, and you might have done this and I wasn't listening fully. Is it just for proselyting missionaries, or does this apply to service missionaries? And what are kind of like the rules or the guidelines around that?
Yeah. So the recently returned missionary tuition discount is available for anyone who has served a full-time mission. So whether that's proselyting or service missionaries. So they have to have returned home in the last 5 years. But so long as they served a full-time mission, whether that was a 3 to 6 month service mission, a 9 month, whatever length or duration of a full-time service mission or a proselyting mission, they are eligible.
Okay. So, and if you want to learn a little bit more about that, let me see if I have the URL. Oh,
Excuse me.
Let me see if I can grab the URL real quick where people can learn a little bit more.
And if you are, you've just returned home and you're curious about the return missionary tuition discount, what that looks like, what's available. Darby's pulling up that website, but the BYU-Pathway tuition discount is a great opportunity for folks who are, they're coming home, they're not quite sure what to do. So we're doing the best that we can to try to give folks a safe place to come home to and a safe place to be able to learn and grow. So much of your life probably feels a little bit planned out of like, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this and then I'm going to go on a mission and then what? And so we found having that resource and opportunity for BYU-Pathway and for recently returned missionaries is really helpful.
Okay, Brooke, we have a couple more missionary tuition discount questions. I'm going to pull these up while we're on this topic.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's the first one. What is the tuition just for returned missionaries?
So the recently returned missionary tuition discount, that 25% is just for recently returned full-time missionaries. But the Heber J. Grant tuition discount is available for anyone. And that will be 25 or 50% off.
Okay, so what's the timeline for the missionary tuition discount?
Yeah, so it's good for 5 years from the day you return home from your mission.
Okay. Okay, so here's our next question. Hey, I never received my Pathway Connect certificate or one of my certificates while I was enrolled. This was 2015. How do I get it?
Yep. So you're going to be able to log into your student portal. So if you go to BYU-Pathway.edu and go to sign in, you'll be able to go to your student portal. And so long as you finished with a 3.0 or higher GPA, you're going to be able to go in and download your certificate. And if you have any trouble doing that, send us a direct message.
Okay, so let me get your next question up here. We've got about 5 minutes left. We're going to try to hit all of these. Mm-hmm. Okay, is BYU Pathway online or in person?
Yeah, so it's online. BYU Pathway is designed to help students study exactly where they live in their home countries, right where they are, and be able to fit school in around their busy lives.
Okay, we have a question about kind of planning the degree, choosing the degree. Where do they go to kind of get some counsel on the degree part, Brooke?
Yeah, so if you are currently enrolled, you have access to a mentor who can set up an appointment for you with an academic advisor. If you are looking to enroll and you're not sure, you can actually go to BYUpathway.org/APPT and book an appointment with an enrollment counselor. And so I'm going to send that URL to Darby real fast so she can pop it on the chat. And And it's a great opportunity to be able to just talk with one of our enrollment counselors. They're going to do their best to answer what questions they can for you. And if they don't know the answer, they will escalate it to get you the help that you need.
There is the URL for setting up that appointment. And that's for people who are already a student, correct?
No. So this one is for folks who aren't.
No, this is for who are interested.
Yep. So if you are a current student, the best path is to work with your mentor. And so you're going to want to reach out to them. They're going to be best suited to help.
Okay, next question. Do I have to complete all the stages of English Connect 1, 2, and 3 to enroll?
No. So as long as you get a qualifying score on the English language assessment, which is part of the BYU Pathway application, you don't need to do all of English Connect.
Awesome. We've got two back-to-back questions from Sarah. Hey, I am currently enrolled. I was just accepted. And where do I find my mentor?
Perfect. So you're going to go to BYU-Pathway.edu. And in the lower right-hand corner, there is going to be a button that says, need help, chat with us. And you're going to authenticate. So it'll ask you to share some information and for you to log in. Once you do that, you can say, who's my mentor? Because you just enrolled, you might not have a mentor assigned just yet, but there will be one soon. So I would go in the lower right-hand corner, there's that button that says need help, chat with us. You'll log in and you can just say, who's my mentor? You can also log into your student portal. And if your mentor's been assigned, their contact information will be in your portal.
Fabulous. Okay, we've got time for maybe 2 or 3 more questions before we need to jump off. This is just a shout out. BYU Pathway is really great. I'm almost done with my degree. That's fabulous. We would really love to hear your story too. If you want to send us a direct message, this goes for anyone who has a story, and you might think your story is not that exciting, but trust me, it is. We would just love to know your path and your plans and be able to feature you on our social media. We love sharing the stories and the journeys that everybody goes through as they work on their degree. We would love that. Sarah just says, thank you. You're welcome, Sarah. We're glad we could help you out today. Okay, we're just going to touch on a few last things as we wrap up, Brooke. We are going to do...
I feel like I'm playing roulette.
It is so fast. It is so fast. So a couple of things. If you are not a native English speaker and you want to share more information or read more information in your native language, we have quite a few pages that are in other languages. I don't have them all pulled up, but this is the Spanish page. If you have a family member you want to share it with, there is the ability to have a little bit more information about BYU Pathway in your native language.
We also have it in Portuguese, which is just BYUpathway.edu/PT. And then we also have it in French, which is BYUpathway.edu/FR. And so it's a great way for you to be able to learn, and we're working on building out other pages in additional languages so that folks can learn a little bit more. But this is the Portuguese URL, so BYUpathway.edu/PT, and then French is just BYUpathway.edu/FR.
Fabulous. Okay, let me see. I think we had a few more come in here. Here's a question about being a member of the church. Do I need to be active to be able to enroll because of the ecclesiastical endorsement? I'll let you talk about that real quick.
Yeah. So a couple of things. So during Pathway Connect, there is no ecclesiastical endorsement required. So you are welcome to join. No ecclesiastical endorsement required. When you go to BYU, Idaho or Ensign College, there is an ecclesiastical endorsement required, and you'll need to meet with the bishop and stake president in your area. And then you don't need a temple recommend in order to get an ecclesiastical endorsement. And so you'll just work with them and figure out the best path forward. The ecclesiastical endorsement is an opportunity for you to learn a little bit about what's expected as a student and what's needful. So if you have additional questions, please let us know.
Okay, so just a shout out right here, Brooke. I'm going to grab our last couple of questions that we have.
That's awesome.
And another one, I'm just almost done with my degree in applied business management. Okay, share your story with us.
Fun.
That I want to hear. I want to hear about it.
Yeah.
And then the last question is, do we have any pages or resources in Arabic, Brooke?
We do not. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. All right. Thank you, everyone. We're going to jump off. We'll be back. You'll see us. You'll see a lot of us. We'll talk more about all the questions that you have. Again, I'm Darby.
And I'm Brooke.
And this is You've Got Questions.
We've got
Answers. Bye, everyone.
See ya.